It's just they get to realize there's help out there for them, and they don't realize it's out there. But by just talking among other firefighters and psychologists, that the different techniques that's out there to cope with stress. Um, I've been lucky in the 30 years I've been as a firefighter. I haven't experienced anything too serious yet, but it could trigger one day. But as of now, I think I'm okay. So, and you're with a family here. You're with 8 to 10 guys, and then you leave here, and then you have a whole connection of guys you can go back to, and communicate with them, and they're always there for you if needed. So.
When I attended the program, one thing that stands out to me is that I'm not comfortable in a group setting where you sit in a circle and everyone talks about their feelings, especially. But what stood out to me about the program was the first thing that they did when I sat down is they talk about the science behind it. They talk about the reasons as to why your brain works the way it does, why you feel the way you do, how critical incidents can pile up over time. The big thing with that for me is I'm a very literal person, so I need to have some kind of understanding as to why I'm being told to feel the way I am, and it makes it easier to share. That stood out to me, made the rest of the week very reasonable and attainable for the rest of my time there.
I have seen the program from a coordinator's standpoint, connecting with people before they participate and then connecting with them afterwards, and seeing firsthand how people are a little bit anxious about going to the program, but once participating in it, realizing what a huge benefit is for them as they navigate whatever it is in their career or their personal life. And as we know in wellness, personal stressors and work stressors are intermixed, and they often culminate in a number of symptoms that sometimes become invasive or hijack our brains or our bodies. So this program is essential, and if you have an opportunity to take it, I highly recommend you do. You will not regret it. The professionals that offer you the programming know what they're talking about, and they will assist you in navigating your journey through your occupational stress or your personal stress or your cumulative stress, and it will be a benefit to you and your family. And I always like to talk about families because we often forget that while we might be going through our personal stressors, we often take it home to our families, and they are the first to see and know and suffer from some of our symptoms: anger, isolation, lack of sleep, irritability, and they're the first to know that something is affecting us. So we need to listen to them, and we need to do this program in order to be a better person for our families and our children.
I think one of the biggest impacts it had on me was just hearing my comrades, my coworkers, giving me feedback, and really gave me a lot of insight into myself. It really helped me with a lot of my anxiety. And I also found that it was a huge help for my relationship as well, my relationship with my husband. And the program in general is just another tool for me in my tool belt to help me through my anxiety, my PTSD, and different challenges that I have. So it just provided me with a lot of insight and a lot of reminders that those of us who suffer from being first responders or this profession, we don't have to suffer alone, and there's help out there for us. And what we encounter or endure is something that I think biologically is beyond our control. And we all have a duty, I think, and a responsibility to ourselves, first and foremost, and secondly to our family and friends, to be the healthiest that we can be. So for that, I'm super appreciative of the program.
I started doing some individual one-on-one meetings with psychologists and kind of understanding how trauma works and how it was affecting me. I then had the opportunity to do the resilience program. Initially I was a little tentative, but I'd done individual therapy, and I'd understood that there can be some benefits from group therapy. So I did the program. I found it to be very beneficial. I actually worked through specifically one of the incidents while in that program that was still causing me at that time quite a bit of problems, and working through it in the group situation really changed how it affected me, and I can say that incident now is in the back.
Duncan Shields was a psychologist that was running the program at that time. Did an amazing job. Identified issues that I had not really known about, but had shaped my life and on a personal level, and was able to identify issues that I was dealing with as a constable. And he kind of broke down the program into before police service and during police service, and each one represented issues that were of importance to me that I hadn't known about until I had taken the resiliency program.
We initially thought that we were going through it just to kind of see what the program was like, but we soon realized the importance and value of the program. Coming back and running through the program, we all learned how important it is and the value it has for our staff and for our first responders. The importance of the money that we invest in mental health is gives us payback, all sorts of dividends in time loss, and since I've come back, I've made it a priority. Along with many of our colleagues who also participated, we make it a priority where we invest in mental health. We invest in this program, and if we could have 3 or 4 of them up and running, we would definitely be doing that.
It's been wonderful to see their hard work blossom into what I see on the front lines, which is meaningful change for those that have completed the program. I also am familiar with Duncan's research that he's compiling about just how long these protective factors and outcomes are lasting in these members that are on various stages in their career and living in different stages of the mental health continuum. But I see this program as not only reducing psychological injuries, but in many cases preventing them and keeping our workforce healthy and at work, and also probably most importantly, healthy in terms of family connections and looking forward to retirement.
From my personal experience of organizing the participants and running the program along with Blueprint and the 2 doctors, I've had so many testimonials of life-changing experiences in a 3.5-day program. They have come in hurting and feeling unseen and unheard, and we've created a safe place for them where they can share their story, be vulnerable, and it literally is destroying the shame and the stigma around mental health challenges for the fire service. So, I get a lot of thank yous, and I always say back to them that they do all of the heavy lifting. They've got some supportive families, and we are able to connect them with resources so that they have a long and healthy career moving forward.
The biggest thing I got from me was an understanding as to why we kind of feel the way we do, why our brains work the way that they do. It gave me a better understanding of how I can build resilience for myself with my own mental health, how I can build a better program for myself in regards to understanding why I feel the way that I do, if there's something that is a large critical incident, and how I can help others within our program, as I am also part of our CISM team, which is our critical incident and stress management team.
From a personal standpoint, I got got to participate, and it was a turning point in my recovery from a critical traumatic event in my personal life. I got to be heard and seen by my peers, and it was essential for me at that time in my recovery. Unbeknownst to me at the time, however, but it was.
And I also found that it was a huge help for my relationship as well, my relationship with my husband. And the program in general is just another tool for me in my tool belt to help me through my anxiety, my PTSD, and different challenges that I have. So it just provided me with a lot of insight and a lot of reminders.
I've taken what I've learned there as a sergeant, and the message I give my guys and girls is looking after your mental health is the same way as we look after our physical health. If you go to a physiotherapist when you've injured yourself, you can go to a psychologist, you can do programs, look after your mental muscle the same way you look after your physical stuff, and it will make sure that you have a long, happy career, that you'll have finish this career happy, and have a healthy environment with your family, and there's a price that comes from being a police officer and dealing with the things we do, but taking programs like the resiliency program will help you get through it and enjoy your time on the job and then when you're done.
You called it therapy, but it's not really a treatment program, is it?
No, it's not a treatment program, it's more of an education program. And somebody like me who's a type A personality, and I work in kind of the highest risk type incidents, just learning and understanding the science, and like I said, being able to monitor yourself for the physical effects, the same way you can monitor yourself for the mental health effects that the exposures are going to do to you, makes a huge difference. And honestly, I think every police officer should have some kind of opportunity to learn that and understand that there are things the exposure to trauma is unavoidable. In this job, you're going to be exposed, but there are things that you can do so that it doesn't affect you negatively.
And I found it invaluable in kind of shaping my life. I'm in a better place now, and I understand more about myself, not only professionally, but on a personal level. And it was just like a fantastic experience. I got if anybody needs to take this program or anybody wants to take this program, I think they should be taking this program, as a first responder.
I think some of the organizational benefits just continue to understand that everybody's different. Everybody has a story and everybody needs support. It's just really where on that spectrum people are. So we need to reduce the stigma. People are talking more openly about their wellness, and it's something that we make a priority in our budgets.
We started the BC Firefighter Resiliency Program as we saw a need with a lot of our first responder families struggling. And for myself, I went through the journey in 2019 and took a knee and went through the program. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, it was absolutely life-changing. I'm a better father. I think I'm a better person. And it literally put me on a course of healing and a trajectory that I could get through the rest of my career in a healthier manner.